What's up, everybody? We're back here with another video. I know you just saw me recently and you're already thinking about unsubscribing. Well, just don't, please. That's right, we're back here with another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about some of the best movies of the year. That's right, we already talked about the shittiest movies of 2020. It is now time to talk about the movies that I actually enjoyed watching in 2020. You know, let's just jump into the video. Why am I even talking? You come here for the video, you come here to know the movies, you want to know what is my top 10 of 2020. Well, before we do that, we actually have some honorable mentions. These are the movies I couldn't put in the top 10 list, but I still want you guys to go see them. They're great movies, or they're good movies, or they're kind of good. They're worth your time. That's the point. And that's why I have a couple honorable mentions. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Bad Boys for Life, Birds of Prey, Another Round, The King of Staten Island, Da 5 Bloods, The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Kajillionaire. These movies were really good, and unfortunately they could not make the top 10 list because these 10 movies were just movies that either resonated with me in a very good way, or they're just filmmaking marvels and they're just fantastic films. In the worst of the year video, we drank beer, but over here in the best of the year, we have water. I miss beer. Alright, we gotta kick this list off, everybody. We don't have all day. Number 10. Mink. Mink was directed by David Fincher. This is the guy that gave us The Social Network, Seven, Gone Girl, Fight Club. I mean, he's a great director, and he pulls it off again with Mink. It's not a film that really emotionally resonated with me, but from a filmmaking perspective, it is an absolute marvel with killer cinematography, amazing sound design to give us that 1930s, 1940s feel with the sound being very muffled. There's amazing production design and costume design. Gary Oldman's fantastic. Amanda Seyfried is also really good. Great performances all around. This is a film that really captured its time in such a great way. Didn't emotionally resonate with me, but I still really liked it. Number 9. The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man was directed by Leigh Whannell. I just loved how this film realistically delves into actual issues like domestic abuse. I love how they spin this classic story into something that's actually very important with a message that needs to be told. Elizabeth Moss is fantastic. The fear, the intensity of her performance is in every single scene with her. She's just incredible. And it was just a surprise for me. I mean, I knew I was going to like it, but I didn't think I would like it this much. I had like a few problems with it. Some of the camera work's a little weird, but overall, The Invisible Man was awesome. And just Elizabeth Moss was incredible. And I love her in general, but she was really good in this. Number 8. Bad Education. Bad Education was directed by Corey Finley. This film was just so surprising because I had no idea what it was about, and just the story unfolding throughout the film, it gets so interesting every single scene. Every reveal is so earned, and it just moves the story in such a entertaining and engaging way. Hugh Jackman, Allison Janney, they're both fantastic. There's actually a lot of performances in this movie that are really good, and a lot of actors in this movie that I was not expecting to see. I just love these crime movies where you realize that the crime is actually really bad, but these people don't see it that way, and it just keeps getting worse after every reveal of a certain piece of evidence, and this film does a very good job at just keeping the film entertaining and thrilling. It's just such a fun movie. I really enjoyed Bad Education. Number 7. Palm Springs. Palm Springs was directed by Max Barbacow. One of the best things about Palm Springs is the chemistry between the duo of Andy Samberg and Kristen Milioti. They are both fantastic, and I really hope they get some recognition when it comes to the Golden Globes. I also just wasn't expecting this type of story with Palm Springs. I was just expecting like a run-of-the-mill romantic comedy, but this takes it in such a interesting and very unique way. The story is just out there, and you either run with it or you don't. It's one of those films where you have to actually accept what the story is and just throw away all logic, because, I mean, maybe this doesn't make as much sense, but it's still a fun story. and the performances are great. The chemistry is fucking awesome. Number 6. Sound of Metal. This film is so demanding of Riz Ahmed's performance, and he delivers with every single scene. Every single emotion is felt, it is built, and it is delivered in a way that feels earned. All of the other performances are really good, Olivia Cooke, but my other favorite supporting performance was from Paul Raci. They are so deserving of an Oscar nomination. The way this film handles its subject is so genuine. It doesn't feel like it's something that was in like an afterthought. It feels like they actually planned and they went through every single thing that needed to be shown in order to give this subject justice. And they do such a fantastic job. It hurts at times. It's a film that really pulls on your heartstrings just because it's so realistic, and it can be just so hard, especially because of the amazing sound design. The way that the audio can cut out or it's just very low. Though it really does put you in the perspective of this character, and it is done so well. Please don't miss this film. It's fantastic. What one are we on? Are we on 6? Fuck, I don't even know what number we're on. Jesus Christ. Number 5. Tenet. Yeah, everyone was really anticipating the next Christopher Nolan movie, and in my opinion, he does deliver in certain aspects. From a character aspect, this isn't the most rewarding film. You know, the characters don't really have much character. What really matters to me when it comes to a Christopher Nolan film is the experience of this very insane and unbelievable concept, and I think he does a very good job. Maybe logically it doesn't make any sense, but who cares? It was so much fun. John David Washington and Robert Pattinson were both fantastic in the film. Elizabeth Debicki's character is the only person in the film that actually has a story that carries some emotional weight, and she does a fantastic job as well. Everyone does a really good job. Of course, I have my problems with the characters and how they're handled and developed, but overall, what really mattered to me was this experience, and being able to actually watch this in theaters and IMAX was absolutely amazing. Number 4. Big Time Adolescence. This film surprised the absolute hell out of me. It's actually everything I wanted out of The King of Staten Island. With The King of Staten Island, it was just way too long, and there were so many jokes that don't work, and it's because of Judd Apatow's direction. But with this film, it is so freaking funny and entertaining. I just really love this relationship between the two main characters. It's very dysfunctional and crazy, but it's so much fun, and there's a lot of great messages in this film that are very well realized. I just really love that portrayal of looking up to someone that is probably not the best influence on you, and them looking back at you and thinking, I also need you. It's just such an interesting way to look at these characters, and the film does such a fantastic job at it. The side characters are so funny, a lot funnier than The King of Staten Island, I gotta say that. It's just such a relatable film, and I love this movie. I was very surprised. Number 3. Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. This film is the emotional gut punch of the year, with one of the most eye-opening stories I've seen all of 2020. What this film is handling is a subject that a lot of people are very blind to or just straight up ignorant to. It dives into how abortion laws are very strict and they're really against women's rights. And it's not just about the abortion laws, it's also about just women having to deal with so many other things in their everyday lives, like men always preying on them and watching them and sexualizing them, and it's such an eye-opener for everyone and for a lot of people. Sydney Flanagan does a fantastic job. There isn't a moment that doesn't feel genuine when it comes to Flanagan's performance, and they are just absolutely incredible. Talia Ryder is also very fantastic, and this is just a fantastic film, and I really loved it. Number 2. Soul. I actually watched this film twice, and the first time I had this film a lot lower on my list, but that second viewing really does solidify that Soul is one of the best things that Pixar has made in a very long time, and just in general is one of their best films ever. The overall creativity when it comes to this concept is just outstanding. Jamie Foxx's vocal performances is fantastic and very engaging. Tina Fey also does a fantastic job. It's one of Pixar's most mature films ever. This film just does such a fantastic job at diving into those philosophical moments of the story, and it really does make you think of your own experiences in life. It makes you think about how we take a lot of things for granted and that there's such beauty all around us that we just let pass by every day. And this film reminds us that that beauty is still out there, and I think that we really needed a film like Soul. All right, everybody. Number 1. I actually almost put Soul as my number 1, but there is something about this film that just makes me want to go back and watch it several more times. The number 1 film of 2020, in my opinion, is... I'm thinking of Ending Things. Charlie Kaufman is one of the most genuine filmmakers I know. It feels like every piece of work that he's ever put out is just something that is so understanding of everyone's feelings, no matter who you are or what life you've experienced. You can find some relatability in all of his works. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Synecdoche, New York, Anomalisa. And with this film, he does it again. This story and how it's directed and written is just so mind-boggling. It really does make you want to go back and look at those moments that you might have let slip by, those moments that are so subtle and so nuanced. Not to mention these performances. Oh my god. Jessie Buckley gives my absolute favorite performance from an actress this entire year. Jesse Plemons is also incredible. Toni Collette, David Thewlis. The 4 of these people, they're so deserving of Oscars. It's not gonna happen. I already know it's not gonna happen. It's sad, but I'll take it. The score is just so beautiful, and it has such an understanding of the tone of the film. I think this movie's pretty brilliant, and I just absolutely adore it. You guys, thank you so very much for watching my best of the year video, and hopefully I can bring you guys more content. Not content like this all the time. You're not going to be seeing a lot of top 10 lists. It kind of just depends on how I'm feeling. I really want to do other projects that'll take a little bit more time. You guys have a good ass year. Leave 2020 in the fucking past. It was a shit year. Of course, life is very unpredictable, but we can still have a good year if we just remain positive and we are kind to one another and understanding of others' struggles and their lives. We can have a good year. Please have a good and safe 2021. Please wear a fucking mask. Just do it, please. Thank you guys so very much for watching my videos and supporting me and subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. Go listen to the Filmaholics podcast on Spotify. Link in the description. And yeah, just have a good fucking year.